We didn't mean to press the button that fast, but I'm a little late, but I'm here. Welcome back. It's your girl Wisdom. Um, hey, what you eating? Kissy Face or Judah? I gotta remember your name now. What is this? That's my hot chocolate thingy. No, lay down. Lay down. Whew. Y'all, God uh put some stuff on my heart. He gave me a dream last night that was so obvious and clear that I have to tell y'all about the dream. This dream changed my whole perspective overnight. That's how I know that it was God. Like God often does that to me. Like, he'll tweak how I'm feeling about something. I'll feel anger about something one day, and then the next day he'll give me a dream that put it all in perspective. So the name of this video is called Checkmate. Checkmate. Okay. Um, as y'all have been seeing, and I spoke about too, is the plight of these protests, the plight of the immigrant. And they have, I think I heard somewhere that people were angry that Black people were not a part of the protest. And so I Googled it, like, or not Googled it, I put it in the search bar on YouTube, right? And ever since I did that, my timeline has been flooded. Like none of my normals that I watch are there anymore because they had just because I typed that in, my timeline has been ridiculously flooded, right? So at that point, I realized that I'm gonna tell y'all about the dream in a second, but at that point, I started watching these videos and I noticed that each video, um, the host, though they're showing you a whole bunch of TikTok videos of people talking, like different people talking, the host of each one of these shows was African. Okay. And now, mind you, some of the things that what they're calling it now is foundational Black Americans or Black Americans. One of a lot of what they were saying was against the oh, not against, but well, yeah, against the concept of rushing to the aid of immigrants, right? Now, as I realized that, I went, wait a minute. It was as if they were complimenting us, right? Complimenting Black people of saying because each one of them had said things like, "Yes, this is not their fight, and right now they've been through this, this, and this, and we agree with what they're saying." Though they were doing that, God had me take a step back and realize that they're giving a platform in masses for that type of division. I have no viewers on a Saturday morning. Come on now. Come on now. But anyways, let me keep on going and hopefully somebody will see this. So what I saw is that they were giving a platform for division. All these African channels. It was a whole bunch of all of them, all of the channels that's talking about the division between Latinos and Black Americans and immigrants. Every last one of them were hosted by African channels. Now, why is that a thing? I'm a YouTuber, okay? And honestly, I don't know how. I don't know how to do this, but I would love to do what people like this do where they show TikToks. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have my channel where it was automatically streamed in where they got a split screen or me in the corner showing TikToks of what people were saying. Well, here's what I know. That ain't easy. You get, I mean, for those that are really into that world, it might be easy. But if you ain't into that world, it ain't all that easy. So that at that point, God showed me that someone is paying. There's a hidden hand there. Hey, WZ. Um, so there's a hidden hand there, just like the hidden hand that pushed all of the immigrants to the border. There's a hidden hand setting up these YouTube channels and placing Africans in that space to uh, egg on or applaud this division. Like you get what I'm saying? If it was of God, they would be promoting unity, but they're promoting this division. You get what I'm trying to say? So let me tell you about the dream. Let's get to the dream and how I came to what I know now. Well, no. Let's keep on going here so you can see. At that point, I then grabbed hold of that concept. God bless y'all. If y'all saying something nice, great. Let's talk. If you're saying something mean, I'll get to you later. But so let's see what it happened to me, but on TikTok, and I'm not famous. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. So there's been this revival of sorts of seeing the value of Black America coming at the hands of Africans, but the platform they're placing them on is one of division. I'm telling y'all got to pay attention to this. Now, at first I was kind of like, hold up, what are these protests? I went to go look at the protests. I did a video here where I'm like, this ain't serious enough for us to get involved because the atrocities that we suffered were so severe. I'm talking about burn your house down, hang your husband from a tree, castrated. That's the type of atrocity. Or people lose all of their jobs because they have to put their money on the line to fight off court cases and all the things that happened during the civil rights movement. You get what I'm trying to say? That wasn't free. The civil rights movement was not free, and it definitely didn't happen through marching the streets. It was we put our professions, our ancestors put their professions on the line. Meaning, if you work in the daytime as a waitress, at nighttime you were studying law books. You get what I'm trying to say? This was real. They did collection plates amongst the community to pay the for legal fees and things such as that. Watch any of these movies that depict this type of Black history. So, anyways, so I'm looking at it and I'm at this point saying, this right here is, until these protests are more serious to the protesters, right? I don't think Black people should be involved. You get what I'm saying? Like if it's not where they're ready to put it all on the line the way we had to overcome this, this is not something that they're out there like it's a festival, right? So I was jazzed up by that. I'm not gonna even lie. I was like, okay, yes, because I'm the first before anyone else. Like 6 years ago, I was the first Black folk out there saying, don't do it, don't do it. Okay. I got videos on it. Go back and look at 2020 where I was like, it's a setup, don't go home. Go, I did all that. Now let's get to the dream. So last night I had a dream and it was so prophetic. It was obvious that this was God. Okay. It was thus saith the Lord. I'm about to show y'all. Y'all know I also don't say anything unless backing it up by Bible. If God didn't say it once before, he ain't saying it now. Real talk. There's nothing new under the sun. So I had this dream last night. And in the dream, there was picture the city. Picture you're standing, just outside of a downtown location. Okay. So I'm standing in a downtown city kind of location, right? And then all of a sudden, like picture the horizon, this is the horizon. All of a sudden, the city begins to go blurry, like as if it was melting, like that. So over here got blurry, up here got blurry, over here got blurry, until the whole thing was blurry. It was like it descended on itself. You know what I mean? It did that, and the city became blurry and melted away. Then after that, some if you've ever been to Phoenix, um, Arizona's national park. That grew up. So y'all, if you ever seen their national park, you'll know what I'm talking about. Oh, better yet, Rose said this earlier. It became like a wasteland, like on the movie Mad Max. Everything was gray. There was bushes. There was no tall trees. Everything was gray. It just turned into like a desolate but growing. It felt like it was coming back again, like the earth was sitting for a while after some type of destruction, was the way it felt as I was watching it happen. So picture this, it went blurry like this, like it started on this side like a wave, and then when it got to here, it disappeared, and then like br- uh, uh, desolate type of brush, brush sprung up, right? So then the dream switched, okay? This is where it gets deep. I'm at this point, I'm at a store, right? And I see a Latino lady. And I look at her and that's normally what I do. I go stuff like, hola, just being happy, me like hola. And she looked at me like, You ain't allowed, like as if somebody said the N word and they look back at you and went, you're not allowed to say, you're not allowed to say my culture. You're not allowed to say that. And so she looked at me like that. And so I remember I was happy, like, hola. And then she was just so like, and I was like, oh, okay, that's my personality where I'm not going, nope, okay, next way. So then I get on a bike. I don't know what that was at, like, I mean, what that was about. But it looked like I was riding through the streets of New York. Okay. It looked like it was the streets of New York. Like I was riding this bike on my way to a restaurant in the streets of New York. Okay. While I'm riding the bike, I see a group of black people, like my people, the ones that would be in the movie Crooklyn. You get what I'm trying to say? This was my people. So as I'm riding up, I'm like, hey. And they literally look at me like, we don't mess with you all like that. You looking light skinned girl. Don't like mess with her all like that. And then so once again, I went, oh well, woo, and I ride my little bike through the and I make it to the restaurant that I was going to. So this is all a dream for anybody just tuning in right now. But I make it to the restaurant that I was on my way to. Now at this point, I'm a little jaded. I'm a little in my mind in the dream. I'm a little jaded, where I'm kind of like black folks don't like me, white folks don't like me, Spanish people don't like me, so forget them all. You get what I'm trying to say? So I'm kind of like that mentally. But so when I get into the restaurant, I look out the window and I see like in their underwear, like naked and homeless Africans laying on the side of the street in my dream. I see they're naked and well, they have on underwear, but like how on what movie was that? The Wiz, how when they all come out of the 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 when they kill the wicked witch on the Wiz movie. And remember how they had on the underwear and the pants, but they were laying there and you could tell they were homeless. They were just the least of these. You could tell that. So when I look at them, my heart, I'm being honest, y'all got to know me because I this was God. God was showing and teaching truth. Thus saith the Lord about this message. So when I look, a part of me kind of went, they don't care either. They don't like me. That's what happens. A part of me went, that's what happens. And I felt God in the dream say, forget that. They're naked and homeless on the side of the road. Who cares about those petty divisions? These people are naked and homeless on the side of the road. And at that point, it was like God in the dream, it was like he switched me to where I was like, oh no, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. Because that was the difference. The Latino lady, she was working, and I'm all being high. And then the black people, they was chilling, they was hanging out, they had their own bikes, they were chilling. I'm all like high, and they were like, forget you. But then when I see these people, they didn't even say hi. Their thing was that they were destitute, that they were uh uh oh, they were messed up. They were naked and homeless on the side of the road. So at that point, I went, okay, I hear what you're saying, God. I'm about to make it my mission to at least get them up off the side of the road. I don't know nothing else, but I'm gonna get them up off of the side of the road. Then I woke up. That dream has a clear, like I don't even need an interpreter for that dream. That makes sense compared to how I was feeling. And then it was as if God was saying, they're dividing you guys. This is a divide and conquer by putting y'all in Latino, Black, African. This is a divide and conquer. And he also was showing me that there's people out there that are broken, destitute, that are taking the bribe to not be broken, destitute. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's when God told me, stand back and look at the bigger picture. Okay, like really, like that we've been going through this together. Me, you. We've been going through this, not that person, but me and you. You get what I'm saying? We've been going through this together since 2020. Okay. Hold on, somebody text messaging me. I don't know if y'all can still hear me after that, but let me make sure. Okay, we all have been going through this together since 2020. And we have seen historical things happen since 2020, things that's never happened before, right? So what I'm telling you about is how God told me to take a step back and look at the whole picture, right? So here's the whole picture. This is what he showed me. He said, when in your world, in our history, have we ever seen what happened at the border? All of us agree somebody paid those people to rush the borders. There's a hidden hand there. Anybody seen I Pet Goat 2? You know what I mean? iPad Go to. Remember how the puppet master had a dollar sign ring on? That's what's happening to us. And if we don't recognize that fast, the divide and conquer strategy will continue. You get what I'm saying? So when we saw them flood the border, what did we all think? Somebody paid them to do that. That's obvious. You don't take your child, walk that far with brand new clothes and book bags unless somebody puts you on that mission. So some hidden hand made those people come to the border, right? Then God said, think about the Economist magazine. I think it was 2025 where they had Donald Trump and the new, well, at that time she wasn't president, but the lady who became president of Mexico. Y'all got to understand this. She Jewish. Go look up in her history. She is not like Mexican. Her status is that she is a part of another. These dual citizenship things are real. So, anyways, on that magazine, they showed that she was going to be elected, and she was elected. Okay, now look at the 2026. Um, uh, I mean, some troll is going off. I don't know what they saying because it keeps hiding it. Yeah, it's a troll. I'm gonna hide that. Anyways, because they don't want us to hear this. Because now we have to look at the bigger picture. If it gets out there, we about to look at the bigger picture. Um, so they already predicted that that woman would come, and then in the 2026 Economist, they show a cargo ship shooting America because it's our 250th anniversary of the Constitution. But they also show the Black Power fist being shackled. Okay, y'all gotta go look at the 2026 Economist magazine. They show the Power fist being shackled. On that image, that there's no people of color except for this blue fist that they are shackling. Okay, now that leads to the validity of what I've been telling y'all. They are trying to provoke the races so that they can imprison them. Okay, they're trying to provoke the racists so that they, I mean the races, not racist, the races, so that they can imprison the people of color, the blue people, according to the Economist magazine. Okay, now, wait, there's more. Remember, we're looking at the whole picture, not even that little bit. Let's look at the whole picture. If they're signaling each other, like I've been telling y'all from the start, they're signaling using the world as a stage. You know, these movies, the news, and the stuff that they've been doing, they have been signaling each play as it comes. Okay, so here's the next one. Remember the Mexican boat that the person was sitting on top, and I think somebody, they got killed, right? um uh they've been signaling that all of this. Oh, here we go. Think about George Floyd. Now mind you, y'all all know that George Floyd was a setup. I ain't gonna even act like it wasn't. It was a total setup. It was totally engineered. It was, now mind you, I don't know if he died. I don't know that. I can't tell y'all that, but I know that that optic was created for that moment. Now, how do I know that? I'm 45 years old. I've always, like, I love my people and my ancestry. Never in human history, my history, my parents' history, have I ever seen what happened during George Floyd, where they were marching around the world. Come on, we all know that don't nobody care about us. Don't nobody care about us. We know that's never happened before. You could tell that they're. Oh, here's another one God told me to tell y'all about. Y'all know these TikToks where they used to have everybody coming up and going to their kids. They go to their little kids and say, "So and so outside want to fight me. Grab what you can. We about to go fight them." That's the same thing. They're pre-programming us. That's the same thing. The ISIS outside wanting to fight us. Y'all gonna come out and fight us? That's what this whole. I mean, fight with us. That's what the whole thing is about. So this is what I need to remind y'all of. Project Looking Glass was a real thing. They really did see the future. They really did orchestrate using money, right? They did orchestrate who's the players of the board. Here's the things that they haven't been able to account for. The fact that black people didn't go out there. And this is not for me. I'm not telling black people to go out there. The rest of the title of this is black people's chance to be the Quakers. This is our chance. Just like the Quakers helped us through slavery, this is our chance to be the Quakers in this situation. You get what I'm trying to say? People act like the civil rights movement was free. No, that came with loss of, they burned down houses, they killed children, they did I mean, it came with a hefty price tag. And what black people are saying is we're not gonna fit that bill. It came with people being killed, it came with people um losing their freedom. Okay. Speaking of, I hear you, Father. Thank you for bringing that up. Um, freedom. Let's talk about this. While they're doing this distraction, the laws that make us American are all in question right now. All of them. So, about us not being immigrants, the laws that gave Black people citizenship, a foundational black people citizenship. The laws that did that are in, they have them at the Supreme Court fighting them right now. I think it's the 14th Amendment, natural, they calling it naturalization law, but that law was the law that made descendants of slaves uh, uh, American citizens. I hope y'all under hearing me. I know like it's so far-fetched from our generation, but if we study what they did in the past and so that way when they start pulling us like tinkering at it, trying to break the house down, because that's what they're doing, we can see it. Okay, now let me tell y'all what has happened behind the scenes since they put division on the platform. Okay. This is what's happened behind the scenes. Segregation has been made legal in job settings, private job settings. Let that sink in for a second. Segregation has been made, go Google it. You don't believe me? Google it. Has been made legal in job settings. That's one. Okay. Two, like I said to y'all, naturalization, which says that even if you are African American or a foundational Black citizen, if they overturn that law, you officially are no longer entitled to citizenship in America. You see how this is start going to turn on its tail real soon, right? Unless we do what God told me a long time ago, and it was hard for me to tell y'all. God said the only way we gonna beat this is with that Whoville kind of love. He said that's the only way we're gonna beat this is with that Whoville kind of love. Okay. So I want to make sure I'm not missing everything. So first they flooded the streets. Then they put on the magazines, like they already put the people here so that they could, that was a way to flush us out. You get what I'm saying? It's like, okay, we need them to come out. They ain't gonna come out. Let's flood the streets. We didn't come out. So or better yet, that was a way for them to come in. Because they couldn't come in before they had no reason to be there, right? But flooding the streets with immigrants made it to where not a lot of those immigrants ended up in our neighborhood. So now it's a way of, for them to come in, right? And then the Economist magazine and the ship, the Mexican ship, that was their way of signaling each one of these plays. Like if you take a look, like if you look back from since 2020, you will see each one of these things down to the TikTok trends have all been geared towards this moment. Okay. Um, Somebody, I already told y'all about how even the TikTok where it said they had a going to the kids like so and so outside want to fight me. You coming? That this has all been prepared a long time ago because they really did take a look into the Oculus Infernum for those that like 13 Ghosts or to the Project Looking Glass. If you think, I mean, Looking Glass, if you want to think about something that's actually on the books that they really did do. Okay. All right. I already told y'all about segregation. I told y'all about the 14th Amendment. So what God was was telling me that I'm gonna give y'all a Bible too. We got to read the Bible too. But what God was telling me is this is our opportunity to be Quakers in this situation. I think that it's rude and divisive, or not divisive, rude and presumptuous to think that we would jump on the front line after what we've already sacrificed for this country. We've already, I'm talking about the financial aspect. Everybody is just doing their best to hold on. You get what I'm saying? But there is another role for us, the Quaker role, right? Such as we could, uh, y'all need, well, actually, this first, y'all got to go through some stuff. God, I'm gonna show y'all that in the Bible. Y'all got to go through some stuff first. But um, organizing your lawyers, right, to fight this case with y'all and putting your money where your mouth is going to be the way to prove to the Quakers to come in. You get what I'm saying? And when I say Quakers, I'm talking about foundational Black Americans. That's our opportunity to be the Quakers. But if you don't make these moves, if you don't put your money where your mouth is, like think about it. God showed me this too. He said, how much money does it take to become a U.S. president? So if the U.S. president got to pay almost $1 billion to become a president, why you think freedom gonna be free? Freedom ain't gonna be free. No, that costs money. You get what I'm saying? Costs sacrifice. That costs persecution. Tell you the truth, I'm gonna prove it to y'all. I'm gonna read it to y'all from the Bible. Um, so as y'all step up to the plate, realizing how serious this is, then you also can protect us by we can help you with lawyers, all that kind of stuff. But y'all have to organize and get to that point. You get what I'm trying to say? The Quakers couldn't come in and help the slaves until the slaves had the courage to run. You get what I'm saying? The Quakers couldn't put it on the line for them. 'Cause remember, they were hidden down they had trap doors. That's what the Quaker did, built a trap door in their house, but they didn't go out on the front line and start fighting the other citizens with us. No, they hid us. They did secret movements to help us, or they put their lawyer, their profession, they let us buy the property. You get what I'm trying to say? That's our time to be that right now until y'all get to the point where y'all have some foundation. You get what I'm saying? Until y'all get to the point where y'all have some foundation, only thing we be doing is giving them what they want. They're flushing out a certain people. And when I say they, I don't want y'all to think I'm talking white. I'm an all people person, and we're gonna get there. I'm talking about there's a bloodline. There's a bloodline. Is it white, black? Who knows? I'm letting you know it's definitely foundational American, regardless of it's whoever those slaves was procreating with. You get what I'm trying to say? There's a bloodline that they're coming after. So it's important for y'all to protect us just as much as we protect y'all. You get what I'm trying to say? Just as much as trust me, this protest is going really well because we're not out there. Real talk. And it could be going better if y'all organize, and this is what God told me to tell y'all. Um, find lawyers, see old lawyers and young lawyers, right? And those he showed me young people who have wanted a shop, right? And then fund that. You have to fund because that person already working another job. They just ain't in the law. I mean, in the haven't found a firm to hire them. You get what I'm trying to say? So y'all got to fund that. That means y'all got to pass the collection plate, and you can't give it to some organization, right? Because you can't trust. Right now, what did the human traffic victims say? They all remember. Look at the bigger picture. The traffic victims said that the organizations are traps. Real talk. So this is y'all gonna have to do this grassroots like we did and build and volunteer amongst organizations you trust and hold them to the standards of God. If God don't get on that front line, if y'all ain't out there reading the Bible to them ICE agents, I'm letting you know right now you've already lost. Bring God to the front line. Once y'all I feel like I'm giving a play-by-play on the football. Like what they need to do is, but this probably what Black Americans need to do and not get caught up in what the paid. Now, mind you, the Africans were naked on the side of the road when it comes to finances. So they probably did that on to them on purpose. You get what I'm trying to say? Like making it to where they didn't have a lot of money on purpose so that they would step up to do this division at this time, so that they could fund them doing that. So instead, foundational Black Americans, this is what I want to tell you is do what God called you to do. If we're the chosen people, then lead. That's what we do. So maybe this, what I'm doing right now, is telling them how to do it, should be a new part in the protest. You get what I'm saying? So what y'all need is y'all need to gather the names, like maybe somebody get a website going where y'all have all of the lawyers that want to participate on the front line, where they all sign up to be a part of this struggle. And a GoFundMe where there, because that's the truth. Y'all got to give y'all money to those lawyers right now. Real talk, where they y'all pool y'all money together and pay these lawyers to step up for your family members that have been abducted. Yes, they've been abducted just like slave traders. Like they have been abducted. Like, can I say this, Father? So many people have always talked about why the Black community doesn't have fathers. And then God showed me, y'all about to see why. Y'all fathers and mothers are being picked up and then sent to countries that ain't even their own. I see so many young people crying because their mother or their father was just deported. That's exactly what happened during the slave trade. Exactly what happened. You get what I'm trying to say? So God was showing me, and they've been judging us for so long because there's been this veil of lies. They lied. That was that the new age hip hop culture, that ain't our culture. Real talk. We are the old age KRS-One. That the jazz was our culture, blues was our culture. But then they sent in NWA to put a film over everything, and then gave us no other choice for music. No positive rappers and no positive anything could get on the stage anymore. That was their culture that they pumped, and they took the money to pump it. Black folks took the money to pump it, just like these Africans are taking the money to pump this division that's going on. You get what I'm saying? God showed me the movie Escape Room. And remember how at the end the little black girl went, as long as we're following these clues, nothing's gonna change. She said we have to go off. We can't keep looking for their clues. We got to tear it. Not, I'm not telling y'all to do that, but she was tearing down the camera so they couldn't see him. She decided not to follow those types of rules anymore because those were that they're funneling you somewhere, is what God showed me. They're funneling the people somewhere. Okay. Another thing God told me to tell you is that it's time for y'all to focus on your micro community. Your micro, the hidden hand, he's a money guy, right? So all your big organizations are they're not where you could really be. Cannot really be trusted right now, and that's the truth. This is gonna have to go block by block in a grassroots kind of way. If you want to protect the people, the immigrants, protect the immigrants block by block. You get what I'm trying to say? If you want to give to an organization, give to the people around you block by block. I am not. I am actually advocating for this, or I think, in my opinion, it's a good thing. Um, but at the same point, in the wrong hands, it's a bad thing, you know. But Google Susu, Google that and find out what that's about, where people pool their money to give to a certain group each time. They just do it weekly, and it rotates around. You get what I'm saying? So this everybody pooling their money to pay for a lawyer to track and find your family member that they've sent, that they've abducted, and you get what I'm saying? Helping each other within your micro community deal with these needs first is going to be important, or y'all just outside having a festival. I'm saying this with the utmost amount of love. If y'all don't make these real changes, all y'all are doing is having a festival and adding to the distraction of the fact that the naturalization laws are at the Supreme Court with that they're trying to repeal right now as we speak. You get what I'm trying to say? So if you just want to, you think marching is going to help this, then I'm letting you know marching is a part of the distraction from what's really coming for everyone, what's really coming for all people of all colors. You get what I'm trying to say, y'all? Y'all gotta pay attention because when the chips are down, when the chips are down, they gonna be down. Y'all gotta understand. So I'm not saying I want y'all to know after that dream last night, God showed me we can't fully sit this one out, but we can be the Quakers in this situation. And until y'all organize a platform for us to be the Quakers versus y'all organizing a platform of division, they have been. Someone paid them. I know because I would love to do that type of YouTube and where I'm showing crazy video, but that's hard to do. Somebody had to set you up and teach you how to do that. And for the number of African channels that are spewing the division from Latino to Black to African to Somali, for them to create that platform, someone trained them to do that. Someone paid the money to create the set, buy them the really nice chair, research the videos, put someone did someone. No one does that for free. You get what I'm trying to say? No one does that for free. Real talk. So they're gonna have to change that platform to talking about unity versus giving a platform to division. You get what I'm trying to say? Giving a platform to division is not cool right now. Right now, we're gonna need what am I trying to say? We're gonna need black foundational black Americans to offer assistance like Quakers did, to teach black history, to give solid ideas on how to overcome. But until y'all do what it really takes, like create that platform, we can't stand on it until y'all create it. Because we created our platform and it cost us dearly. It cost us dearly. And the truth is, it ain't y'all really they after. They just flooded y'all here so that they can come after us. It's the truth. Okay. What else did God tell me? Oh, okay. It's important every time that this is how you test the spirit, right? To know if it's thus saith the Lord, there should always be Bible to back it up, right? That's how you know if it's of God because there's Bible to back it up, like a Bible story, not a verse. We don't do just a verse here. No, there's a Bible story that shows what is happening with these protests right now. Okay, y'all got to understand that. Okay. Now I'm about to take, thus saith the Lord. I'm about to read it. This is First Kings chapter 12. Thus saith the Lord, y'all. Okay, here we go. And I have a hard Rehoboam. He's the son. He's the son of Solomon. Okay, so this is Solomon's son they're talking about, right? And Rehoboam. I'm gonna call him Ray. Okay, and Ray went to Shechem, for all Israel were come to Shechem to make him king. And if I came and it came to pass when Je, wait, Jeroboam, I think Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it, for he was he was fled from the presence of the king Solomon, and Jeroboam dwelled in Egypt, that they sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spoke unto Rehoboam. So there's Jeroboam and Rehoboam. I'm saying the name wrong. I already know that. Okay. God bless you. Thank you. Hey, chosen one. I'm so glad you're here. This is deep. God gave me a dream last night. You got to go back and watch the beginning. It was good. But now we're given the Bible for what God said about my change. I'm kind of changing my stance on these protests. Not fully, but I am kind of changing my stance because God gave me the actual Bible for it. So let's keep going. All right. Um, where was I? Verse 3. That they sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spoke unto Rehoboam. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna call one Jerry and the other one Ray, so you can see they both is I can't pronounce it, but you will see the difference. Okay, so they called Jerry and all of Israel to come talk to Ray. Y'all with me? Okay, thy father, our yoke grieve us, right? So Jeroboam, Jerry is saying that Ray, your father grieved us. Your father grieved us. Okay, thy father made our yoke grievous. Now, therefore, make thou grievous service of thy father and his heavy yoke, which he put upon us, lighter, and we will serve thee. So basically, what's going on with the immigration? They're going, uh-oh, your father, black folks, your father, the white folks, you get what I'm saying, has so this picture, if we're so-called really Judah, they're coming to us and saying, you know, your father, the one who put like a grievous yoke upon our neck, please make our yoke help us by making our yoke lighter, is what it's saying. Okay. And this verse 5. And he said unto them, depart ye for 3 days. He told them, go away for 3 days, then come back again to me. And the people departed. So it's as if the immigrants came to him and he said, all right, let me think about this. Let me think on this for 3 days and come back to me in 3 days, right? Now, it's wise to get counsel. So this is what he did next. Verse 6. And King Ray, we're going to call him Ray, consulted with the old men. So he went, hey, I went to the old men and he said, that stood before Solomon. So these are his father's peers, right? Um, Solomon, his father, while he yet lived, and said, how do we advise that I answer these people? Right? So Ray is saying, how do I answer Jerry? You know, anybody asked his father's people, okay? And he said, and they spoke unto him, saying, if thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and wilt serve them and answer them and speak good words to them, good words. Y'all hear this? Good words. I'm telling y'all, we ain't gonna win delineating. No to delineation. Instead, become properly a Quaker. Okay. But it says, answer them and speak good words to them, then they will be thy servants forever. Right? God showed me to like to one that you forgive much, like if much is forgiven, that person will love you forever, is what God was showing, right? Verse 8. But he forsake the counsel of the old men, which they had given him, and consulted with the young men. So he went to the old men. Now he went, I don't know if I want to do all that. So he went to the young men that were grown up with him. So this is his peers. So first he asked his father's peers, then he asked his peers. Okay, that were grown up with him, which stood before him. And he said unto them, what counsel give ye that we may answer this people who have spoken to me, saying, make the yoke which thy father did put upon us lighter? Right? They were asking for a lighter yoke that their father put upon them. All right? That Ray's father put upon them lighter. Okay. Verse 10. And the young men that were grown up with him spoke unto him, saying, thus shalt thou speak unto this people that spoke unto thee, saying, thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. Thus shalt Thus shalt thou say unto them, my little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins. And now, whereas my father did lay you with a heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father have chastened you with whips, but I will chasten you with scorpions. Y'all got to hear this. That's that dream that I had. Real talk. Um, uh, uh, like really pay attention to that. Like, hold on, let me. What was you saying, Father? I interrupted you. Please forgive me. And hold on, I heard God say something. And now, whereas my father did lay you with a yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father have chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. Oh, okay. What God was showing me is two wrongs don't make a right. I literally heard him say that. Like two wrongs don't make a right. God don't like ugly. You get what I'm saying? Y'all know that that is foundational black talking right there. Real talk. God bless you. What you say, my love? I would definitely watch it from the beginning. Yes, you gotta. It's deep. It's deep. Well, we're still going there. It is so deep. Um, Now verse 12. So Jerry, that's the in the this kind in this story. This would be the immigrants, right? So Jerry, it's a Jehoiabam, but I'm not good at it. And all the people came to Ray, right? So the immigrants came to Ray the third day, like he had, as the king had appointed, saying, "Come to me again the third day." And the king answered the people roughly, and forsook the old men's counsel that they gave him, and spoke to him after the counsel of the young men, saying, My father made your yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke. My father also chastened you with whips, but I will chasten you with scorpions. I hear what God was saying too. Um, their father hit us with whips, right? Us not being willing to participate at all, like being a part of these platforms of division, is us chastising them with scorpions. Why scorpions? Because they're being thrown to hold other countries. Like they're being put to that homeless state. You get what I'm trying to say? They're being put to that homeless state. Okay. Um, and the king answered the people roughly and forsook the old men's counsel that they gave him. 14. And spoke to them after the counsel of the young men, saying, My father made your yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke. My father also chastened you with whips, but I will chasten you with scorpions. Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord. So the king didn't hearken unto the people, but the people's cause was from the Lord. Watch that. That he might perform his saying, which the Lord spoke by Ananiah the Sheolite unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, and people answered the king, saying, What portion have we in David? What portion have we in David? And that's when God showed me in that dream, he wishes that not one should perish. And though there is a tribe of Judah, there is many, we don't know where that bloodline exists. We know, don't get me wrong, we know the stem, the root of Jesse, we know the stem of Judah, we know that, but at the same point, some of those Africans, immigrants, they could still also have the bloodline of God within them. Now, God did show me that the slave bloodline is what is, but think about it. How many people, like my friend in Switzerland, she black, but a black man came from the war and got with her daddy. And I mean, got with her daddy. I said that wrong. Sorry. A black man came from the war and got with her mom and made her. But that does, because she's Sweden, does that make her any less uh uh Judah? You get what I'm saying? Does that make her any less Judah? And that's what God was telling me, is that the bloodline of Judah is still camped amongst some of these immigrants, not all of them. Some of them Moabites. If we don't serve the same God, that ain't the same God. You get what I'm saying? But if we serve the same God, then that means that the bloodline of Judah is camped amongst them. You get what I'm trying to say? All right, let's go through this again so y'all can understand. And the king answered the people roughly and forsook the old man's counsel. This verse 13 is where I started. that they gave him. And verse 14, and spoke to them after the counsel of the young man, saying, my father made our yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke. My father also chastened you with whips, and I will chasten you with scorpions. Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord. But the cause was from the Lord, that he might perform his saying, which the Lord spoke by Anah and the Sheolite unto Jerry the son of Nebat. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David? Like saying, there's some our bloodline in there too. You get what I'm saying? Um, Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesus to your tents. O Israel, now see to thine own house David. Now Israel, see to thy own house David. Okay. So Israel departed unto their tents. But this was still Israel. They departed unto their tents, right? But as for, oh, and it also showed there was division there, right? Let's go back at one. We're gonna read that verse 16 all over again, just so I could show y'all. So when Israel, this Israel, saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse to your tents. O Israel, now see to thine own house. O Israel, now see to thine own house. So Israel departed unto their tents. Okay, so y'all got to understand there's a bloodline that is we don't know where that bloodline is at, right? But it is camped amongst the people. All right, verse 17. But as for the children of Israel, which dwell in the city of Judah, Ray reigned over them. Rehoboam reigned over them. Then King Ray sent Adoram, who was over the tributes, and all the Israel stoned him with the stone that he died. Therefore King Ray made speed to get him up to the chariots to flee to Jerusalem. So Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day. That was divide and conquer. Literally. Like, oh, say, oh, you ain't gonna help us? Oh, okay. Well then they it all turned, and that's what they're doing. Remember, I told you they're shackling black power, regardless of it's black, African American black, whatever kind of black. They're shackling it. You get what I'm saying? So they could divide us against each other, so that that's what ended up happening. Like the people revolted against Ray. You get what I'm trying to say? And if naturalization is on the table, eventually this will be our problem. It really will be. And it came to pass when all Israel heard that Jeroboam was was come again, that they sent and called unto him the congregation and made him king over Israel. There was none that followed the house of David, but the tribe of Judah only. So listen to that. Only one that followed the house of David was the tribe of Judah only after they did their divide and conquer. Truth is, you can't stop the tribe of Judah for running after God. He's our God. You get what I'm trying to say? It's not going to happen that way. But still, that also means that we were left standing alone in the end. You get what I'm saying? And this new somebody decided to take over Israel because of the fact that we didn't help lighten the load. Okay, now here we go. And when Ray was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah which the tribe of Benjamin with the tribe of Benjamin, and 104 score thousand chosen men. 104 score thousand chosen men, which were warriors to fight against the house of Israel, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. Listen to this. But the word of God came unto Shem- Shemaiah, the man of God, saying, speak to Ray. This sort of man of God. So God gave Shemaiah a word to speak this to Rehoboam, right? It says, speak unto Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, king of Judah, unto all the house of Judah and Benjamin, and to the remnant of the people, saying, Thus saith the Lord, ye shall not go up nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Return every, but you see, I'm still not telling y'all to go out there and no protest because this next sentence, right? So let me start that over. Verse 24. Thus saith the Lord, ye shall not go up nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. That's what God, thus saith the Lord. From this thing is from me. What did he say? Everybody go home. That's what he said. They hearken therefore to the word of the Lord and return to depart according to the word of the Lord. Okay, y'all got to hear this. All right. Oh no, I'm gonna read y'all the other one too. No, God told me I had to read both of them. Galatians 2. Let's go to Galatians 2, so y'all can see how this thing plays out. Okay. Now that was the first one was First Kings chapter 12. First Kings chapter 12. This one is Galatians 2. Okay, listen to this. Then 14, excuse me, then 14 years after I went up again to Jerusalem with Barnabas and took Titus with me also. And I went up by revelation and communication unto them that gospel which I preached amongst the Gentiles, but privately to them which were of reputation. So saying one thing to the Gentiles, then saying another thing to the MASONs that you value, or those of authority that you value. That's what he's saying. Uh, but privately to them which were of reputation, lest by any means I should run or have to run in vain. So he knew to pick his words wisely with these people of authority. So he's saying one thing to the Gentiles, but he's, saying I gotta say a certain thing to these, or they're gonna make me have to run. Okay. But neither Titus, who was with me, being a Greek, was compelled to be circumcised. Okay. Now, this is what they're talking about in this whole thing is about circumcision. This is somebody cutting the foreskin of your penis. You get what I'm saying? And when Jesus came about, that was the first thing they abolished. You get what I'm saying? So before everybody had to be circumcised. Well, after Jesus, Paul in protest chose not like he's telling them don't get circumcised, but in these other circles of elites, like Turning Point USA do, you know what I mean? They're saying one thing, they're saying circumcision, then they're saying not uh no circumcision to the Gentiles. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's what's going on here. Verse 3. But neither Titus, who was with me, being a Greek, was compelled to be circumcised. And that because of false brethrens, unawares brought in, who came in privy to spy out our liberty, which we have in Christ Jesus, that they might bring unto us bondage. That's what's going on with uh these African, no offense, I'm not saying it's bad against them. I'm saying somebody they're broken and poor and they're taking the bribe just like Jay-Z and Kamala and Obama and all them did, but they're taking the bribe to put up this division, but they're there to put that division, to spy and divide. Okay. And I want y'all to know, I'm teaching today to meet that with leadership, not with anger. If we are the chosen people, then Judah needs to lead like Judah leads and not feed into that platform on that manner. You get what I'm saying? Instead, lead, give them solid things to do, which prove they're wanting us to be a part of this, but us jumping on the front line and losing everything, when the truth is if you are black, you've met growing up, I'm talking about as a kid, you've met immigrants that look black, Africans that look black, and then you will talk to them using our slang, nigga, or something like that, and I promise you, you come into contact with them, I'm not black, I am not, I'm this. You get what I'm saying? What's going on in there? Lay it down. Everybody, my dog's jumping up. But you get what I'm trying to say. So you have come across that. So we know there was a time when they did not want to associate with us. So there does need to be some proving but that's just by y'all proving that it's right important to y'all, not proving to us. Proving it's important to y'all, and then we'll jump on that bandwagon. But until it's serious for y'all, I don't think we should be on the bandwagon. Okay, let's keep going. You'll see. There's more. All right, verse 4. And that because of false brethren, unawares brought in, who came in privy to spy out our liberty, which we have in Christ Jesus, that they might bring us unto bondage. We can't let the Africans sell us again. Yep, I said it. If we're gonna lead, it's time for us to lead. It's time for us to be creative and lead via this way. Let them fight that battle until they create the platform for us to participate like Quakers did. Quakers ain't lose everything to help us with what we had going on. You get what I'm trying to say? It was us who had to go through that persecution to be made white as snow. You know what I mean? Like to be found pure to God. Okay, to whom we gave place by subjection, right? To whom we gave place by subject. That's what they're doing on those TikToks, showing black people saying, they're and white people saying why and Latino. That's what they're doing through subject, like saying, oh, that's a subject I could get behind, or that's a subject I want to be a part of. Okay, to whom we gave place by subject, no, not for an hour, that the truth of the gospel might continue with you. But of these who seem to be somewhat whatsoever they were, it maketh no matter to me. God accepted no man's person. Like he wasn't a respecter of a person, you know what I mean? So he was saying some others, and it don't matter what their race was, is what he's saying, because God wasn't even a respecter of that concept of a person. For they who seem to be somewhat in conference added nothing to me, but contrariwise, when they saw that the gospel of the uncircumcision was committed unto me, as the gospel of the circumcision was unto Peter, right? For he that wrought efficiently in Peter to the apostles of the circumcision, the same was mighty in me towards the Gentiles. So Peter was an elder who was big on circumcision, all right? But he's saying him as Paul, like he's the next generation, he's saying no to this, but it's both passionate to both of them. You get what I'm saying, is what he's saying. And when James, Kephas is Peter. Just so from now on, when you hear Kephas, because I don't know why they changed his name right here, probably to distort the fact he was being racist. Peter was being racist, okay? But Peter represents Judah in this conversation, and Paul represents preaching to the Gentiles. You get what I'm saying? So here we go. And when James, Kephas, aka Peter, and John, who seemed to be pillars, perceived the grace that was given unto me, they gave to me and Barnabas the right hand of fellowship, okay, that we should go unto the heathen and they unto the circumcision. Like saying, okay, Paul, I see that they really seem to rock with you, like like the Africans right now. I see they might rock with you. So Paul, you go talk with them, and we'll evangelize the Jews to understand that Jesus was that God. Right. So that's what he's saying. And go. We're gonna work on the authoritarians, and but you work on the Gentiles, is what he's saying there. Verse 10. Only they that would wait, only they would that we should remember the poor, the same which I also was forward to do. Oh, it's about to make me cry. Because that's what, let me know if y'all can hear me. Hold on, let me try this again. Okay. I hope y'all can hear me still. Verse 10. Only they would that we should remember the poor, the same which I also was forward to do. In my dream, I'm telling you, looked at those people after being rejected by all these races, and then I saw these people laying and basically like that song, I see you're dying, and I turn and walk away. That's the way I saw this moment. You know, it was like I saw them, but I was thinking about turning and walking away, and God said, "You do realize they're laying there dying." Right, and so that's what he said, like no matter who you talk to, it don't matter. The poor are the color you should be looking for. Forget the Judah, forget the Gentile. The poor are laying there dying, and we're turning and walking away. Okay, that's verse 10. Only they would that we should remember the poor, the same which I also was forward to do. Verse 11. But when Peter was come to Antioch, I withstood him to his face. That's what Paul's saying. I withstood Peter to his face because he was to be blamed. He was acting racist, basically, like saying, I can't eat with the Gentiles. All right, verse 12. For before that certain came from James, he did eat with the Gentiles. But when they were come, he withdrew and separated himself, fearing them which were of the circumcision. And the other of Jews disassembled likewise with him, insomuch that Barnabas also was carried away with their delineation is really the word that I want to say, because that's the word I hear coming out, but it says dissemination, right? But when I saw that they walked not upright according to the truth of the gospel, I said unto Peter before all of them, like he said, I said it in front of everybody, if thou being a Jew livest after the manner of a Gentile, and not as do the Jews, why compellest thou the Gentile to live like a Jew? You get what I'm saying? So he's saying we're trying to evangelize these people, but not to be a Jew. We're trying to evangelize these people to realize that the Messiah actually did come, is what he's saying. Like, if, how could we, them being Gentiles, y'all call them heathens, how can you expect them to step into the line of being holier than thou, a Jew? You get what I'm saying? That's what he's saying. All right. Why comparest thou the Gentile to live as do the Jews? We who are Jews by nature and not sinners of the Gentiles, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Jesus Christ. Even we have believed in Jesus Christ that we might be justified by the faith of Christ and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. But if while we seek to be justified by Christ, we ourselves also are found sinners, is therefore Christ the minister of sin? God forbid. For if I build again the things which I destroyed, y'all hear this? I need y'all to really hear this. If I build again the things which I destroyed. Black people destroyed the segregation. We destroyed the ability to steal people from their homes and send them, them into slavery or work camps or to some other country. We destroyed that. If I die, thereby build the things I destroyed. That's what he's saying. For if I build again the things which I destroyed, I make myself a transgressor. For I, through the law, am dead to the law, which I might live unto God. I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless. I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. I do not frustrate the grace of God I do not frustrate the grace of God for if righteousness come by the law, then Christ is dead. is dead in vain, is what it said. Let's y'all gotta hear that again. I do not frustrate the grace of the law. I mean of God. I do not frustrate the grace of God. Right? That's what I'm talking about when I say God showed me there's people like my friend who do have slave bloodline lineage, but they are from immigrant families. They are they still they're mixed. They're of immigrants families, right? But it says I do not frustrate the grace of God. For if righteousness come by the law, then Christ is dead in vain. Okay, I hope y'all are there again. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I know I got another call and it might have took away the sound. Let me know if y'all can hear me. If not, I'll do this twice. I don't want to, but if I have to, I will. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Uh, it says, "Hey, can you hear me?" It says, "Say hi." Can you hear me, my love? I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me, my love. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Yes. Okay, cool. I'm gonna read those last two verses again because they are so powerful for this time in history. I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live. Yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loveth me and gave himself for me. I do not frustrate the grace of God, for if righteousness come by the law, then Christ is dead in vain. Y'all hear that? Let me keep on reading. I feel God saying I should keep on reading. I don't know why, but I'm going to keep on reading. Only thing I had set to read was that one to show y'all that we can't. Don't get me wrong, we can sit this out until it is more organized because it ain't there, it's not y'all that they're after. I just showed y'all the lead up. All of this has been to say they out there wanting to fight me. You gonna come out? And that's literally I had a foster child. Let me tell y'all this. I love this baby. She's one of my foster kids. And I worked for foster care. So she wasn't in my household. I worked for foster care. So those were my babies too, you know. And but she literally was in foster care since she was a little girl because of that scenario. Some girls came to her house wanting to fight her, and the mama, the daughter, her sister, she was a little girl, so she didn't go out there. But the mama, the daughter, the sister, no, the mama, the brother, and the sister all went out there to fight these kids and end up killing one of the kids. And now guess who's in prison? They died in prison. The grandma died in prison. The I think the brother just came home, but that was like something like 20 years ago. You get what I'm saying? That this happened. And the I think the sister's still in jail. You get what I'm trying to say? They have been planning for y'all to come to us like this so that we can come toddling on out there. And that's not what would be effective right now. What would be effective is that y'all, once I see lawyers on deck, you get what I'm saying? Once I see y'all putting y'all money where y'all mouth is, you get what I'm saying? And then I need to see massive amounts of all people volunteering at these different organizations. I'm telling you, don't trust the organization. I'm saying the more of us that get in there, we can spy. We could say, oh, this was a bad organization, y'all pull your money, go to the next one. Or we could build our own organizations and stop these crooked people from getting involved in them. But until that happens, there's no platform for the Quaker. It is not there. I we will not participate. I will not participate in delineation because the truth is it's coming for us too. Nationalization is on the Supreme Court docket right now. They repealed that. We officially, unless they write it into the law, but we officially no foundational Black Americans are officially no longer citizens of America. So it's coming for us too. But at the same point, we're good at like sometimes we got to fight our own battles within our own communities. You know what I'm saying? So we know it's coming for us too. But in order for uh us to get on this bandwagon, y'all gonna have to either listen, sit down and ask us everybody go home and go flood TikTok saying, "Hey, foundational Black Americans, this was going on. What should we do?" And then we'll gladly, this is what y'all should do. We could do that. Now that's a movement. But these festivals they're creating of cussing, and which I saw them doing less cussing and screaming. I'm kind of proud of them for that. I watch it daily, and I saw less F ice chants. Okay, but uh, you get what I'm trying to say though. They're using this as a divide to make us distrust you, to make you distrust us. Then they're saying things like we're resting, trying to make it sound like we're the kings of Judah. You know what I mean? Just like the stuff I just read, y'all. That we're the big bad, like we're the ones that hold the cards, which we do, but we don't. You get what I'm trying to say? Because it's coming for all of us. Until we all get organized, then this is just a divide and conquer strategy. And if that's the case, we're right for staying in the house. If like real talk, pay attention, because when, like he said here, let me read this again, verse 4, and that because of false brethren unawares brought in, who came in privy, so they came in privileged, like you are my people, but they came to spy. That's what they need to realize happened in the civil rights movement. There were so many spies. Go look up what I mean. They were tapping J. Edgar Hoover. I mean, not tapping J. Edgar Hoover was tapping all of their phones. Martin Luther King, all of them came in privy. Then they sent in prostitutes to run the organization, like to be secretaries in the organization, so that way they could get them on rape charges and stuff. Like, you get what I'm saying? This is more serious than y'all ever can understand. You got to really see what they did so that you won't want us to toddle into something we've already overcame. You get what I'm saying? How would I build up something that has already been torn down? Protesting the way y'all doing didn't work back then. That ain't what changed the nation. I just want to pop you upside the head. That ain't what changed the nation. It was us putting our money where our mouth is. It was us paying for lawyers. It was us organizing and feeding our communities when there was no food to be had. It was us when you didn't have a job, somebody employing somebody else. It was us uh, 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 literally realizing there's nobody else for us to turn to. So we got to do this amongst ourselves. And then what they do came and um bombed Black Wall Street, flooded Dale Hollow. You get what I'm trying to say? So until we all get on the same goodness, that because that's what he said in First Kings. This was ouch, ouch. I got pain in my chest. Let me sit up, y'all. I'm talking too much. And I need to read that chapter 3. I don't know. My soul is saying read chapter 3. But until we all get on one accord of record and act as leaders. Leaders lead. Leaders say, okay, this is what's not working, this is what is working, and here are some ideas for what possibly could work. Real talk. Leaders don't jump on a bandwagon. You get what I'm saying? They just don't do that, right? So when you see these videos, y'all like, share, but definitely share, y'all. Show the people. Let me say this directly. When y'all see these videos saying that they don't like us, they not like us, and we don't like them, and they don't like us, you call it blasphemy and tell them to stop and start leading, saying, look, y'all, this is what's going on. We see what's going on, but right now it's not. We have to think strategically. We're dealing with a beast. We're dealing with something that ain't got no color, something that's pure evil, that's looking for a bloodline. And we say, look, this is what you need to do. Do this, this, and this. Okay, now we see you doing this, this, and this. Trust me, you don't want us out there, because if we come out there, that's what they want. They want to, that's a license to kill them. But at least right now, we can stay back, but we can help you organize. They all need a website so that way get a website where lawyers can um uh uh donate their time. You get what I'm trying to say, where the people in your community can stand up together and find out who is your council person. And then when y'all want to go to the front line on protest, Don't go unless you're bringing the Bible and actually reading to the hearts of these Christian nationalist men who their Jesus really is. Who is their Jesus for real? Y'all over there, F you, F you, F you. But remind them who their Jesus is. That's how we help y'all, is by giving y'all ideas on what to do right now until we get to that next stage. But right now, it feels like y'all trying to bait us out, just like it said in here. Y'all could be. I'm just saying, be open to being a leader, because a leader, it doesn't matter if you're trying to bait me out. I'm going to do what's right by God regardless. And I'm not going to take your bait. I'm going to do what's right by God. If God said go speak to my elders, and my elders said find a way to serve these people, here I am to serve. But this is the manner for which I'm capable of serving. You get what I'm saying? Or this must be met before I can serve. Right? Hey, my love, what do you say? Okay. So with that being said, y'all, I hope, let's for what somebody said in there, let's do what God says. Let's read the Bible, right? So when adversarial spirits come, God is the only one that's gonna win on the front line of that protest. You cussing and screaming is not gonna, you marching. I saw a black lady, like they had not the black lady didn't have the megaphone. Somebody else, a white lady had the megaphone, and she was talking. Then the black lady had something to say, and the white lady held the megaphone at the black lady's mouth, like the black lady tried to touch the megaphone, and she wouldn't let her. She was just like holding like this, to where the black lady ended up snatching it and starting trying to talk, but she wasn't received well by that crowd. You know how they be doing their oh blah 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 blah. But she tried it, and they was like, you get what I'm trying to say? Until equality is on that front line, I ain't coming out there. That we're just being led by the oppressor still. No, no, that doesn't make sense. If anything, if y'all really want our help and support, then learn from what, like, listen to us tell you how to overcome this. You have to. Been a big thing. That's been a big thing, and that's what Black people are mad about. Y'all did everything in your power to tell us you wasn't like us before all this stuff happened. And I'm telling you, I've seen it. And if you black on here, you know you've seen it, where you went to someone like, hey, oh, the motherland, and you so happy, and you start regular talking, and because our culture, though I think the N-word should never be said by anybody but us. Flat out, I don't think nobody, and we shouldn't say it to nobody else either. That's ours. That's all ours. Okay. But I've said it to them in childhood when I was young, and they was quick, was quick. My son told me the story, like when he said it, I thought instantly, like, were they saying they are not want to be characterized as ignorant? Because that's kind of what nigger means, you know. So is that what they were saying? He's like, no, they were saying they wasn't black. And then I had to think about my own. I graduated and grew up in Berea. I remember I called they used to call this guy I used to hang out with, they used to call him a wigger. Real talk. And I, not knowing no better, you know what I mean? Because I'm a part of a culture that used that negativity, right? So where I'm just like, oh, they call him a wigger, and then he was like, nobody calling me that. And I was like, why? I don't get it. They just saying you white and black, like you act black. That's all I thought it was. They saying you act black. And then he was like, no, they just called me a white nigger. Are you? That means you're a nigger then. And I had to think about it, like, hey, this is exactly what they just said. I get it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying all that to say that's why that's our word. Nobody should have that word, because once we said it, we could see who flat out would fight tooth and nail never to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Once we give you like that olive branch, and you come on some, no, I am not black. My family, or because they sound like us, they parents had the accent. No, I'm not black. I'm not black. Which you should have been saying, I'm not a nigger, and neither are you. You get what I'm trying to say? But no, they were saying I'm not black. Right. So with that being said, until we acknowledge that division has occurred and realize the people that have the knowledge that you need to overcome this situation are sitting right here, and you need to come to the table on some what we do next. All right, they did this. All right, and then we could then say to you, all right, we so and so put together a website, and we're getting all these people that want to be these lawyers that want to fight this with us, and so wants to volunteer. We found 1,000 volunteers to volunteer, gathering names and numbers so we could track this community ourselves, so we'll know when they snatch somebody. That's what we did back in slavery. Like y'all like braids and stuff. Y'all see the cornrows? We used to actually braid maps in each other's hairs, and they're in our hair, so that way the slave master wouldn't know where we was going, or that we found out the information on how to get to where we was going. I hope y'all really understand what I'm saying. uh what I'm saying, long story short, I still am going to read Galatians 3 because I feel God saying I have to, so I'm going to. But long story short, tighten this thing up. Tighten this. None of us, everyone, should stop protesting right now and start organizing. All people should come together and actually organize. Okay, come up with creative solutions. Like I have to admit, in Minneapolis, when they all didn't go to work for a day, that's a great idea. Shut this down. I agree. But that takes a platform. That takes instead of you allowing the Africans to help teach delineation, right? Instead of them trying to promote separation, instead maybe we should come together and be like, look, what day or is everyone not going to work? Like, and then say, have it ready for who's helping who in what community when things start falling apart. And I swear, if y'all turn on, I would boycott all hip hop music flat out. If Beyonce ain't sending money to the front lines, why are you listening to her music? Real talk, spend your money to protect each other, because going to her concerts, buying any of their albums, spending money with them in any kind of way, and they're not willing to give back to the community by providing food or lawyers or politicians or opportunities and avenues, that shows you right now they are not like us because we poor. All of us are poor, and we're trying to fight a beast, something gigantic by ourselves, while those keepers, those Peters, because remember we just read about how Keeper was with the authority, the elite of Israel, and didn't want to help the Gentiles. You get what I'm saying? So these are the type of things that we need to pay attention to. We are at the most serious, critical time in human history. If you are still spending money with these fake Hollywood people, stop watching their shows. Shut Hollywood down. Stop watching their shows. Stop giving money to it. The whole nine. Bring that back home, because the people next door, when they don't go to work that day, eventually they're gonna lose their house. Same thing as you. When you don't go to work that day, you're gonna lose your house. Y'all better be ready to prepare for looking out for each other and doing. Oh, this is something God showed me. This is so important. Grocery stores kill the farmer, is what God showed me. But He said we are at a rare opportunity for the farmer to make a comeback. These big organizations, we don't need them as much as you think. Buy from your black farmers, buy from your, and then here we go, Latinos, go work for black people on their farms. Real talk, we need help. If you really want some help, because here we go. This my friend told me, who works for Border Patrol. They she works for Border Patrol, but a friend of hers worked for ICE, right? And this ICE agent said it hurt him. Listen to this. So they do feel pain. Okay, I want you to know this. This ICE agent told her that they went to a construction site to arrest illegal immigrants. When they got there, right, they arrested the immigrants, but what hurt his heart was that the one who called on them was the person who was hired them. So like just before it was time to pay them, they called ICE on them. And ICE said that hurt them. Like they just did all this work all this week. And we know we can't tell them who called, but we know the owner. the owner of this job site is the one that called on them, and now he ain't gotta pay them, and they did all the work. Well, guess what? Black folks won't do that to you on these farms. We need your help. Come on. I need your help. Come on. I need your help. Come on. Let's build some refugee camps. I would gladly do that. I got 3 acres. I would love to build support system, underground Quaker stuff for you. I would love to, but I ain't doing it by myself. And the truth is, they got rid of a lot of our men a long time ago. So I'm gonna need you to step up, women, children, come help the black farmer. Go help the black farmer. They ain't gonna do that to you. You get what I'm trying to say? This is important. Until we understand this, where to spend our dollars, who to uh uh how to pull at the heartstrings of the ICE agents, how to actually do this where it makes a lasting impact and realize who after you. Because that's another thing. A same friend I was telling you about, she's Mexican and she's been telling me for years that because I went to Mexico, right? After after my the situation with my husband, after my divorce and stuff, I told y'all about that. I wanted to know that I could still travel. You know, I used to travel everywhere with him, and once he left, I felt afraid to travel. So I went to Mexico all by myself. When I got to Mexico, those people treated me so badly. I mean, so badly. Okay, it was literally like treated me like you ain't got no money. You know what I mean? Like literally did like you know how you there's a pretty girl and an ugly girl, and then the guy dogs the ugly girl to show the pretty girl that he liked her. That's the way that the Mexicans were acting towards me amongst that group where they were like, "Oh, here you go, Mr. White Man. I love like you know what you need, what you need." And then I'm like, I would like some extra this. You always want extra. Hold up, I'm busy. You cannot do that here. You get what I'm trying to say? They treated us pretty dog. They do treat us kind of bad. I've seen it. I told y'all here in Kentucky, they did the same thing. I went to a Mexican restaurant and I was sitting. First, I was by myself. They set me in a booth, and I said I don't want to sit in a booth by myself. I'd like to just go sit at the bar. Then I ordered something. Then they came and told me that it was more money, like basically saying you probably can't afford this, so this is how much it costs. So I know you don't want it. So I'm like. And they overcharged me. I said, yes, I do. I want it. And then they overcharged me. It was crazy. They treated me so bad. I felt put out of that restaurant. To the point where I went, don't white folks usually do this? Like, white people here are super, super nice. Why the Mexicans acting like that towards me here? You know, I'm in rural Kentucky. I've not experienced like uh, overt overt racism here except for the Mexicans. You get what I'm saying? Before all this happened, this was when they wanted to prove to them that they were better than us, or they were treating them like the cute girl and I was the ugly girl, and therefore they needed to be on her side. You know what I mean? So that we're gonna show the grace of Christ and say we're gonna cut grace, but if you don't see us as valuable enough to sit at the table with us, then how you're going to turn on us the moment they give you um, uh, a leg up. You've done it before. You know what I mean? The moment they give you a leg up, you're going to turn on us. And I'm not, it says here, and that because of false brethren unaware brought in who came in privy to spy out our liberty, which we have in Christ Jesus, that they might bring us into bondage. That's the end result. It's like, oh, we're not the nigger, they are. That's how they've treated us for years. And if they act like they didn't, I'm gonna tell you right now, ask every black person, yes, they did. And the honest Mexicans will tell the truth, like, yeah, they're classed off by color. Real talk. If you kind of look white as a Mexican, they're known for treating the dark skinned Mexicans horrible. You get what I'm saying? This is a lie from the pits of hell. That's why I'm still yelling at all people. I'm still yelling at all people. But I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not telling us to run out there. No, I'm gonna pull a Charlie Kirk and say, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. And then I'll come to the table. Real talk. I want to be at the table. I would love to. I'd love to volunteer and all that, but I ain't protesting. Nope, that's the way that you think they show identity, like they ain't tracking everybody's face. That's another thing. They tracking everybody's face, but you don't know your neighbor. Why ain't you tracking your neighbors? You need to be tracking so that that way you can help the people that need help. If you ain't forming that type of organization, then they already got a leg up on you. And the only thing we're waiting on is for them to give you more money, like they've given the Africans to try to lead us astray. All we're waiting for is for you to turn on us. Then, nah, nah, not until you put something on the table yourself. All right, for some reason, God is telling me I got to read three. I don't know what's in three, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's something He wanted me to read by myself, but I am going to read it real quick because I feel Him saying now. But let's see. We'll get into it and see, where He going with this. And I don't know if it's personal or if it's for y'all, but I'm telling y'all right now, God is telling me to read Galatians 3. O foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you that ye should not obey the truth, which the truth before whose I need to turn on the light. I'm getting old. 45, 45. All right. O foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you that ye should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Jesus Christ hath been evidently set forth, crucified among you. Like, oh, so he's saying the Galatians like saying, who lied to you? You saw Jesus crucified. Okay, I got it. This only would I learn of you, receive ye the Spirit by the works of the law, or by the hearing of faith. Are ye so foolish, having begun in the Spirit? Are ye now made perfect by the flesh? Have ye suffered so many things in vain? If it be yet in vain, he therefore that ministereth to you the Spirit and worketh miracles among you, doeth doeth he it by the works of the law, or by the hearing of faith? Even as Abraham believed God, and it was accounted to him for righteousness. Know ye therefore that they which are of faith, the same are the children of Abraham. And the scripture foreseeing that God would justify the heathen through faith. Oh, I hear you, Father. I feel him saying that you think they're not praying to him. We can't take we can't let the Africans continue to divide in that manner because all people are praying to him. That's what I hear God saying in my head after reading that. And I'll read it again, verse 8. So, chapter 3, verse 8. And the scripture, no, verse 7. Know ye therefore that they which are of faith, the same are the children of Abraham. And the scripture foreseeing that God would justify the heathen through faith, preached before the gospel unto Abraham, saying, in thee shall all the nations be blessed. So then they which be of faith are blessed with faithful Abraham. For as many as are of the works of the law are under the curse. So as many of them that are up under the law are up under the curse. For it is written, cursed is everyone that continueth not in all things which are written in the book of the law to do them. But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of God. It is evident, for the just shall live by faith, and the law is not of faith. But the man that doeth them shall live in them. Christ hath redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. For it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree, that the blessing of Abraham might come on the Gentiles through Jesus Christ, that we might receive the promise of the Spirit through faith. Brethren, I speak after the manner of men, though it be but a man's covenant, yet if it be confirmed, no man disannulleth or addeth thereunto. That's deep. Brethren, I speak after the manner of men, though it be but a man's covenant, yet if it be confirmed, no man disannulleth or addeth thereto. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He hath he saith not, wait, he saith not, and to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed which is Christ. And this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before of God in Christ, the law, which was 430 years after, no, yeah, which was 430 years after, cannot disannul that it should make the promise of none effective. It's deep, y'all. Hold up. I felt God saying I needed to read this. Let me understand this. And this I say, that the covenant that is confirmed before of God in Christ, the law, which was 430 years. That's the 400 years of oppression that we've dealt with. And then it said 430 years, right? Okay, that's what we're talking about. For 430 years cannot disannul, it says cannot disannul that it should make the promise of none effective. Ah, I get it. That's why you told me we can't delineate, because the promise ain't effective if we delineate. It can't, 430 years can't be dissolved. And if we do act like it's over, then it's basically saying they should not, it makes the promise not effective. Okay. Wow, that's deep. For if the inheritance be of the law, it is no more of promise, but God gave it to Abraham by promise. Wherefore then serveth the law? It was added because of transgression, till the seed should come to whom the promise was made. And it was ordained by angels in the hand of the mediator. I hear you. I hear you, Father. I just want to tell y'all this is what I'm hearing God say. Scooby, will you put that dog out for me? Thank you. I'm in the middle of doing a video. Okay. Um, I want y'all to think about, what if everybody went home, black, white, green, and yellow? What if everybody went home and went back to the drawing board? What would that do to their plan? You get what I'm saying? Like I just feel him saying that as I'm reading this. Like he gave me the image. I could feel in my eyes the image of empty streets, just empty. That would mess them up. Think about, one day everybody was out there and the next day everybody was gone. And we brought this online so that we could all start researching different laws and things that's being passed and working together in a more universal kind of way. But those streets went empty. What would that do? Or what if we went home, but at the same point, the people within their communities started tracking their neighbors and then pulling together to get their neighbors back home? I just see something bigger. Like, we would really see the devil then, because everything they've been trying to do is get us outside. We really see them then. How could they kill us then? Oh, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's deep. We gotta look into that. Okay. Verse 20. Now a mediator is not mediator of one, but God is one. Is the law then against the promise of God? God forbid. For if there had been a law given which could have given life, verily righteousness should have been by the law. That's okay. I hear you, Father. That's we cannot sit back idly and not participate in the law sides of these, because he said if there was a law that could have done right, then of course, God forbid that God would be against that. He would never be against that. Okay. Verse 22. But the scripture have concluded all under sin, that the promise by faith of Jesus Christ might be given to them that believe. That's that supernatural safety. God was showing me that, like, if we do nothing, supernatural safety gonna come to some people. Real talk, supernatural, where it's gonna be like, let my people go moments, right? Where God opens the Red Sea type moments will come from a higher level of faithfulness within us. But before faith came, we were kept under the law, shut up unto the faith which should afterwards be revealed. Wherefore the law was out school. Wait, wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Christ, that we might be justified by faith. But after that faith is come, we are no longer under a schoolmaster. For ye are all the children of God by faith in Christ Jesus. For as many of you as have been baptized unto Christ have put on Christ. There is neither Jew nor Gentile. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female. For ye are all one in Christ Jesus. And if ye be Christ, then are ye Abraham's seed. And then therefore you are Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I get you, Father. I see why he wanted us to say that. I hope I'm bringing this all back together. I gotta go, right? Because I gotta go to the bathroom. It would be amazing for everybody now. I felt that. I felt like, like while I was reading all that, it would just, I felt God saying, by faith, faith is gonna be a big part, because the truth is, they are taking bribes. People, black, white, green, and yellow, are taking bribes to instigate this evil that's going on. You know what I mean? And there are spies amongst us. God told me that the other day. He flat out said, like, really pay attention. He said, normalize the fact that undercover agents are normal, and that Charlie Kirk ain't the only one that got a honeypot. Like, a lot of us broke poor people, they know, they looked into the looking glass. They know who each person that would have made a difference in this situation. They already know who that person is, and they've already sicked a honeypot on them. You get what I'm trying to say? So no matter what, by faith, you're going to have to know that you're going to be okay no matter what. If everybody don't come together, are you going to be okay? You're going to be okay. If everybody, but that's that faith in Christ. You have to have that strong on you, right? Um, but God said He's open to a law that could help these people. You get what I'm saying? All people, right? He's open to it, but that would take us having enough faith to, in what I'm saying, right? I ain't nobody, right? But you'd have to have enough faith to know that God Himself is saying for us to organize differently. That this is that meme or that TikTok challenge where they like, so somebody outside want to fight us. Come on, and they talking to you and your kids, you know. Let's not play into it. Let's not play into it. Look at this thing like that girl in the escape room and decide, no, no, enough is enough. And then since we have the internet, oh, I just saw. Let me tell y'all what I saw. First, I had 4 likes. Then I had uh 2 people. Then it went to none. Then now it's one person and one like. I'm sorry, I just feel so defeated because I don't know how, but by faith, I hear you. I don't know how this is going to get forward to the people, but by faith, I guess this is to comfort y'all and let y'all know that God got you, and to let you know that Black people are here for you, but you got to stand up and acknowledge its severity, and you got to listen to the Black folks. You can't idolize whiteness or authority, because it ain't just y'all. Even white folks know people idolize them. You can't idolize that and ask from help from the people that they burned, and you know they normally like their punching bag. Basically, you can't ask the punching bag for help while idolizing the puncher. That only leaves us with us getting hurt. So if you really want to listen to us, go home. Use these platforms to unite, not divide. I'm calling against delineation, but I'm also calling against we should not. All if you're listening to us, if you really want us to be a part of it, listen to us and do what we're doing. Like when I move, you move. Like we're going home. Come home. Go home. Go home. And then create a tracking system. Get to know your neighbors. Help your micro community. And then have a website. We can have a website where when the micro community is under siege, we got people because look, everybody got they got jobs. They could be looking like in the database. All right, we see him here. This. We could help each other, but first we're gonna have to think a little more creative than we are and stop following the plan of those that's trying to kill us or get us to kill each other. All right, that's the message. All right, I might come back later, but I have to go to the bathroom, so I can't go another second in this video. God bless y'all. I hope y'all heard me. And if I said something, I'm gonna rewatch this video because I was just spewing what God was saying, and I just want to make sure it all came across correctly. If for some reason it didn't come across correctly, hold on, I want to show y'all somebody. If it didn't come across correctly, I'll be back again. There go my little Judah, Judah face, Judah face, take my Judah face. Yes. So I'll be back soon, or I think this was good enough. But God bless y'all. I hope my message comes across and share this thought process with as many as people as you can. Like come up against that narrative with as many people as you can and keep reading your Bible. God said that's how we test the spirit. Like honestly, if I wouldn't have read that Bible, I would have been Ungawa, Black Power. No, sit still. We waited. I would have. Don't get me wrong. I still say sit still. But I'm saying be open. Don't delineate. That's too far. No, because they come after us too shortly. We just ain't got there yet. But organize in a better way. That's what I want to tell you guys. I love you, and I might be back. All right.